Good evening and salutations, my young and restless fans. So, this review is going to be for Monday, October 4th. Wow. Young and the Restless is taking a bit to get used to, but especially the way that they're setting it up, or more importantly, how, because DC Sanctuary was sent there explaining it to me, and he says something along the lines of, it's an international show. I'm not entirely too sure what that means, but they're showing episodes, or I'm able to sit there and watch the episodes a day earlier, which is weird because I was never able to do that before in any show. So it's a little jarring, but it's interesting. Okay, let's talk about Victoria for a minute, because I do not understand this woman, and I've been saying that I don't understand this woman for the last, I don't know, however long I've been reviewing this show. So she talks to Asher, and she's like, I don't, like, every time I get to know you, there's another shoe drop. There's another something hidden about your past. And it just seems like she's at a point where she's like, yo, listen, what's going to wind up happening at the wedding? Like, are you going to sit there and tell me one more bombshell? And pretty much what it comes down to is that she's like, yo, let's just have this out right here and now. Because she didn't basically sit there and say, like, she's given up. And, she basically says that she's still in love with him. Despite how many times that he lied to her, she still actually says, I'm still in love with you, I can't turn it off. Okay, sure. So Asher's like, alright, I'm gonna tell you. But, I can't believe he actually said this. I'm gonna tell you, but how about we take a jet and we'll fly somewhere else, and we can just kind of get away from everyone and all the outside influences, and I can just really sit there and tell you, and we can really sit there and kind of work on each other. I'm like, wait. I think they're going to either Milan, I think. But I'm like, wait. So let me get this straight. In order for you to sit there and tell this woman the truth, oh, you can't do it here. No. You gotta sit there and fly all the way down there to sit there and tell her the truth. And she actually agrees. She's like, yeah, I think that'd be good to get away from, like my family and, everyone that's there trying to, like, stop us and stuff like that and interfere. And I'm like, interfere? Whoa. The one thing that I've noticed when I've been watching these soap operas is that there's always that one person that you're just like, you're an idiot. Meet Victoria. She seems to be our resident idiot. Don't worry, there's at least one idiot on every show so far that I watch. Although I can't find the one to, I guess, Brooke, from Bold and the Beautiful. Seems like an idiot. Let's see. You got Allie, that seems like she's an idiot. Well, that is an idiot. Brooke is an idiot. Allie's an idiot. Nina's an idiot. And, yeah. So Victoria actually agrees with... I love watching soap operas, even when I am just, lost for words. But yeah, she actually agrees. And they walk downstairs, and they run into Nicholas. And of course, Victoria acts like a bitch to her brother. The one that wants to sit there and help, just looking out for her interests, just looking out for her. And she chooses a man who has lied to her since day one over her own brother. I say this in almost every review that I have been doing of what are different shows. And let's not have a good imagination, and I can't make this up. I really can't. This chick literally chose a man who consistently lied to her over her own brother. What do you say to that? Oh, now there's this. Okay, so who is the redhead woman that was talking to Adam? I have no idea who she is. I was sitting there trying to look it up on like the faces or whatever of Google, and I couldn't find it. And also, it's kind of weird. I must have missed a scene, because the woman who played Margaret from General Hospital is now in the show. She's doing a whole fashion thing or whatever. So unless she decided to get long hair and dye it red, did I miss something? Like, I'm being dead ass serious. Like, did I miss something? Because I saw that preview and then I watched it today, and it's someone else entirely different. I don't know. Maybe it's kind of the pitfalls of trying to watch the show a little bit early. Anyway, she's talking about making some sort of dress for Victoria, and if she wears it, then it's good for her company, and it'll get a lot of buzz, and then she could sit there and make a cheaper dress, and have a bunch of people buy it to look like her. Yep, that's pretty much about it. And Adam, I guess, is her sister, which would also make Nicholas his brother. Anyway, he's like, the dress looks fine. It looks fabulous. But, she don't like you. So, like, how are you going to make this whole thing work? Like, from what I understand, that's exactly what he said. But she's like, yo, listen, I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna do it. I gotta go get it attitude, and I'm gonna make it work. So, okay. Now, early before then, Nicholas is sitting there talking to Billy. And Billy was like, so what did you find in Jersey? I don't know what their history is, but Nicholas is just like, I want no parts of you. Like, we ain't good. We ain't on the same team. There's no team up, pretty much. And Billy is just like, you know what, listen, we want the same thing. Just to sit there and uncover the truth for Victoria. I mean, it would make sense because, well, Billy has kids with her. And being around a guy who consistently lies to her, has a really shady past, and it's going to be around my children, yeah, I can understand why he's looking into him. But Nicholas is like, you know what, I'm done. I showed her who this guy is, and you're going to sit there and choose to not only be with him, but pretty much kick me to the curb. And so, with Billy, he's like, yeah, I'm not doing this, and he walks away. Now, Billy does manage to catch up to Amanda and Phyllis, which Phyllis, man, I don't know what kind of bad breakup did they have, but I mean, she was being like, not even subtle about it, just like, yo, why are you here, and when are you leaving? Now, Phyllis did step away from her for a minute, and, Billy was sent there, apparently she's a lawyer, and he was asking her about, like, well, not really bringing up, like, Billy and stuff, not bringing up, Asher. So, pretty much, he tries to get some sort of advice about, apparently, Ashlyn got an inheritance from some woman, and he's questioning it. So he goes to Amanda, who's a lawyer, and pretty much the way she was sitting there trying to describe it was basically sitting there saying, like, there's a good chance that Ashlyn, I've never actually heard that name in my entire life. But anyway, could have possibly did something shady. And, Billy kind of looks at it as like the way to get to the bottom of, his story and his past is to sit there and follow the money. So he's, I guess, going to sit there and look into the woman who gave him the money or, who gave him the inheritance. Because the way Amanda described it, like, what's the chances of, somebody who isn't really blood related, being gifted with such a large inheritance like that? And she's like, it's pretty much slim to nothing. I mean, it happens, but it's not often. So with that being said, he's like, yeah. This just pretty much kind of, confirms my suspicions that, like, this dude is a lot more shadier. Honestly, tell you the truth, I'm just going to sit there and say right now, even though, like, everyone already probably guessed the same thing I guessed, or probably guessed better than me. But I have a feeling that Asher somehow killed this woman for her inheritance, and then found a way to change it. And whoever this Jesse Gaines is, knows it. Like, knows about his past. Like, knows what he did to get that money. And is blackmailing him. Or was blackmailing him. Because he knows that whatever information that Jesse has on him, it's enough to put him in jail for a very long time. And honestly, to tell you the truth, it makes a lot more sense to blackmail him over the course of years, rather than just to simply, like, kill him, So, yeah. Now, Phyllis and Amanda do catch up a little bit on Devon, them living together and stuff like that. Now, the minute that Amanda was there talking about how Devon had to leave to help Abby, and thank you, by the way, for, giving me the names of some of these characters, because, like today, all I have is a woman with red hair talking to Adam. That's it. But I'm actually getting some of these names right, which I'm actually pretty happy about, because doing 4 soap operas, and some of these names are starting to just, But I am up to the challenge, and this is, another reason why, well, there's a couple of reasons why I started doing all 4 of the soap operas. One, if I'm going to sit there and talk about soap operas, I'm out to sit there and talk about all 4 of them. Now, granted, it's a lot harder to do with 4, but I'm like, you know what? I want to try it. Anyway, so they're talking, and then Amanda talks about, the fact that Devon had to leave to help Abby with the baby, to sit there and calm him down and stuff. And the minute that, Amanda said that, Phyllis was like, oh, okay, so he pretty much just kind of just dropped everything to sit there and go all the way down there to help calm down her baby. Like, he had to stop what he was doing just to calm her down. And I guess she feels like, I don't know, that could be a problem in a relationship. Like, maybe Abby is going to sit there and try to take advantage of, of that. Like, every time that she wants to see him, she'll sit there and be like, oh, I need help, calming down the baby or whatever. I mean, I'm not going to lie, I didn't want to sit there and believe that, but when granted, Devon did get over there, and it did seem like there was, something going on with the baby. And I can't imagine how nerve-wracking it must be when your child is crying, and you don't want to overreact, you don't want to sit there and constantly take them to the doctors, but at the same time, you don't want to sit there and gamble with your child's life. And oh my goodness, just even thinking about that, just, it's scary. So in a way, I did feel for her, but Devon got over there, and they were going to call the doctor, and they were going to call the doctor, and the doctor was like, maybe he needs some sort of, I don't know, droplets at a pharmacist. So Devon was like, you know what, listen, why don't you go over there, get what you need to get. I'll be here, taking care of him or whatever. Because he was not there, originally, he was going to go over there and rock him for a little bit, and that was going to be about it. But he was trying it, and it wasn't working. But towards the end, they got the medicine or whatever, and they gave it to him. And it calmed the baby down. Now, when Devon was not there rocking the baby, whatever, and talking to him, Abby gave that look to Devon, like, I don't know, maybe she was still in love with him, or maybe she just loved seeing the fact that, he was bonding with the baby, and just, again, made her in love with him, like, there was some sort of love look that she had on her face. So when Phyllis was like, like she was sitting there giving those looks, when Amanda was like, yeah, he just went over there to sit there and check on the baby and, help her out or whatever, she had that look like, mm-hmm. And I didn't want to sit there and believe that, but then when I saw her look, I was like, yeah, maybe she's on to something. I kind of knew she was on to something, but I didn't want to believe it. I don't know. I guess I didn't want to sit there and believe that she can use a child, like as, I don't know, like use a child in a way to like, oh, I'm going to sit there and get close to Devon by, using this child or whatever. I don't know. Like I said, I'm still new at this show, so, for a little bit, kind of take what I say with a grain of salt. And again, I don't know her character, so I don't know if she would actually do that, but I don't know. The look that she had on her face when she looked at Devon, it was something. I feel like that's about it. I might have missed one or two things, but I feel like that's about it, though. Again, I cannot sit there and thank everyone enough for their patience, and just watching my review, especially seeing how the first review, I practically knew only about half the cast, and not even that. And by half, I mean like maybe 4 people. I don't know how I remember Victor's name, but I know that he's one of those actors that like seems kind of famous, like Sonny. Like people know who Sonny is. People know who EJ is, or people know who Sammy is. I don't know who's actually famous on this show, so I can't really say that, but, like, he just seemed like that type of person. It was like, okay, I remember Victor's name. And I was actually really happy to actually start to remember some of their names, though. And I actually got Ashland's name right. So, in the first review, it was like, I kept calling him Ashley or Ashland, and I'm like, it's Ashland. Like, land. Like, Ash and land. But, I will have these characters' names down pack. Trust me. It took me a while when I was doing Days. I was a complete and utter mess. But, now I'm good. So I want to thank everyone for just sticking with me and just watching it, even when it comes out super late. And just the information that that everyone's giving me, really do appreciate it. And with that being said, I think that's actually about it. If I missed anything, please write it down in the comment section below. I want to thank you for watching. Have a great weekend, and I will see you in the next video.